I mean, yeah.
Da-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na. So hey guys, Lucky Red, my boy Indigo here. We're gonna talk about various things we both either want to complain about and one we want to
Things.
things
You
about.
guys complaining? What?
we
Every
never.
time I think of that fucking ODTV or Oni plays Donald Trump video. I was watching
various places, and I saw
various
Linkara, the Great Linkara. so like it's that and and Ding Dong the President is my favorite things ever. Before we get into this whole spiel, because we plan to talk a lot about One Piece, because it's
I
great.
don't know how much we can talk about One Piece though. It's not like there's much going on.
Yeah, nothing's going on right now. It only had an extremely successful live action series, one of the biggest moments in anime. A new movie came out last year. The series.
We talk about that biggest moment thing because I got thoughts on that.
Sorry, I had to change the title of the stream. I actually forgot to do that, so I'm doing that real quick. Like, we're already live, but that's okay. We can still update it.
Look at Red. Look at him. He's not even changing titles. He's just doing things.
Look at him.
He does what he's doing. He shows up, doesn't do any prep, just shows up and says, "Hey, we're gonna do a stream." What's the stream? I don't know. The same as last time. We're not even changing the name.
Just chatting?
No, I labeled it podcast.
Well, that's what it's saying.
Because, yeah, I know. I only just changed it. I have to wait for it to update.
Oh, no, it's saying. I uploaded it, updated.
Yeah,
No,
cool.
I just had to reload it.
Freaking...
Okay,
what was I
you're good.
just about to say?
How does Donald Trump manage to lean forward?
Something One Piece.
I have no idea. Am I Jeb Bush in the situation? Where I have, like, nothing to... Well, because, that was, like, during, Trump's first presidential campaign. His whole campaign was just crapping all over Jeb Bush the entire time.
I mean, this whole
I don't
campaign was
remember
crapping
that.
over his current opponent.
Right. But, man, he was...
He didn't have to crap on Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush was doing that for him.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like among his other opponents, Jeb Bush had nothing to say, which is why it was so funny. Like, he had no way to... he just could not defend
I forgot
himself.
he actually ran for president.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
It did not go well for him at all.
He thinks, yeah, my brother
I mean,
did
like,
it.
how do you
I can
defend
do it.
yourself against Donald Trump,
No.
though? Like,
Yeah, such a big
it's
personality.
2016.
Hey, my brother did
Like
it.
him or not.
No,
What's up?
it's 2016.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, yeah.
fresh on the team.
Yeah.
And he's not talking politics, he's just spouting shit and talking shit.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
it.
Yeah,
You're talking
Okay.
up here
I
and
thought
like
I was
looking
wrong
at
about
some
that.
old
No, it is
fuck
his brother.
and
Okay,
talking
good.
about, you know, whatever boring shit. You know, whatever mundane but very important politics.
I was making a joke saying,
You know,
oh, yeah,
because
my
there's
brother did
Donald
it, I can
Trump,
do it.
you know.
And then I had to look it up, I was like, yeah, okay, they're brothers.
Yes.
Because for a second I thought they were cousins, and I'm like, no, wait, they're brothers. They're brothers. Okay.
How do you
They are.
work
Okay.
around
I had
that?
to look that up.
Yeah, work around just being insulted when you're trying to actually, like, talk about stuff.
Like, okay, let's be honest. No one was talking about anything. They were just
Yeah,
really
it's
going over what every presidential candidate has been doing for forever.
But come on, it led
Oh,
to
no
the best.
wonder I
It led
didn't
to the best
know.
interview of all time, though.
No wonder I
When
didn't
Jeb
know
Bush
you
made
were-
a joke and no one reacted, and he just responds with please
They
laugh.
make a joke. He basically had like a rallying cry moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna get
that's
out
why.
there and we're gonna show them
He
what
got
a
out
real
really
political
early.
leader does.
That's why I didn't remember. It was February.
This is
2016.
basically
Mhm.
you know, the tone of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Please
We're gonna go out
clap.
there, we're gonna show them what we made
Yeah,
of.
okay, that's
Yeah.
why I didn't
Silence.
remember that.
Please clap. Like,
was so
it's
short.
literally the best moment ever. It's so fucking perfect.
He's so fucking defeated. He's
It's
also like, if I remember right, this is at like a library or something.
yeah, no, it is.
Uh,
But anyway,
God.
let's get on topic, because goddamn, there's so many politics are both the worst thing ever and the most hilarious thing ever.
and I fucking prepped for this, and I
Yeah.
don't need some
Hey,
fucking
Candy.
neckbeard in the comments. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I fucking don't. I came here to talk about anime.
Yeah, I don't know. I know even less.
Like,
But
I'm not ready for the discussion.
well, before we get into One Piece talk, since you did send me this picture, we'll talk about this Dragon Ball image that you specifically found.
Oh,
Cause
I fucking hate
so we've been like, it's been around since Super started, and you still see it from time to time. Like, I know like Mark did a series where they like did this specifically. However, he later like straight up kind of apologized for it. But it was, for that I didn't mind it because it was just in good fun. Like, they were just like, we're gonna redraw this stuff. It'll be cool.
Here's the thing. The context of this picture was, it was in a post talking about DBZ style versus Dragon Ball Super style. And
Yep.
these kinds of fucking posts, I don't know why I've seen them more and more lately. And here's the thing. They always pick the jankiest fucking picture from Dragon Ball Super and find some peak on model movie frame from Dragon Ball Z. They're like, how did we go from this to this
It's like,
in
we
20 years?
didn't. Actually, I saw the opposite too, where I saw a picture of the Z Broly movie, and it was like a pre-release like artwork for it, and then like the actual movie, and like the pre-release artwork looks so much like drastically better.
I saw that too, but that was at least comparing Broly to itself. But
Yeah.
we're talking about, it's always some like fucking random frame that gets picked from Super. Like, we're
Yeah.
not going into a tournament for power and picking the best that Super looks. No, we're picking some wonky ass fucking frame.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
early
No, you know
2000s.
what? Found the exact one I remember. The first one I ever saw. Here, I'll pull it up real quick.
Do
This,
you mind sending it to me?
yeah, I
I
can
don't
send
have
it
the
to.
stream.
I can send it to you too. Yeah, what's up? Oh, neat.
Yeah, we'll read that though.
Also, how many hours did this guy spend redrawing this Dragon Ball
Oh, it's a
Super
pen
frame?
holder. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
Futures.
Yeah, right. So this,
You can make almost any picture you spend hours of time working on look better than a single frame of animation.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, this is the specific one. Here, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. It's the
I hate it so fucking much.
fuck, where's there? I'll just change this one.
Especially talking about late Z.
So yeah,
We're
so
talking the end. These guys have been working on this project for over a decade. Or
yeah.
some of these studios
So
have.
so this specific shot showing the 2015 shot during the fight with Beerus, which is notoriously terrible looking, and they did go back and like try and fix it up a bit. Which they definitely needed to, but like that was a time frame of like they had weeks to make this, whereas then this show is freaking Fusion Reborn, which is one of the best looking DBZ movies too. And it's just like it's like you can't compare these. Like, this is just a totally different process. Plus, especially because it's a movie compared to a series, which is another, in anime, totally different process, completely different. Different teams, different time frames, drastically different budgets. And it's
No, we're gonna do this in the reverse, my guy.
oh yeah.
We're gonna turn the tables. How did we start here and get here?
Oh, you're gonna show
That's what we're.
some Dragon Ball. Oh. Okay, I see what you're saying. Show some okay.
No,
Here, I'll
you can. Hey,
yeah, you can do.
pick. Z's got plenty of ugly ass keyframes.
Yeah, it's notoriously ugly ass keyframes.
Let me clarify. Dragon Ball Super, by and large, looks like ass, and Dragon Ball Z, especially at the end, looks pretty good.
It looks, in some cases, it looks amazing, but
Uh huh.
in some cases, it looks amazing.
I mean, both shows, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, the Dragon Ball Super, yeah, if you look at the series as a whole, looks like ass. It's got definitely some great scenes in there. But if you look at it start to finish as a whole, yeah, mostly looks like butt. Dragon Ball Z, start to finish, I would say generally comes out quite a bit ahead.
Yeah,
It's
but
really fair to pick some janky fucking keyframe from Super and pick literally movie quality frames out of Z and say,
well, how did
I can't believe
I can't
Hard Knock Hill.
yeah, I can't believe they killed my favorite show. Whereas like this scene of Goku where his eyes are so far apart and he has a big ass, his forehead is like tilted to the wrong way. It's great.
Right.
His bangs are all wrong. It's such a good shot too. And then you got this shot from Super. I mean, this is again just another scene of like a nothing frame, but it looks so good.
Yeah. Like, I just looked up Tournament of Power Goku and literally cherry-picked a good-looking picture.
Yeah, and that's just a good example.
That's what happens.
Oh
These
man,
keyframes get cherry to support the argument.
that's
And it's not that the overall thing is wrong, it's that it's a really unfair comparison that you're doing.
yeah, and like it's not, you're not wrong, but comparing just the best shots to the worst is always never gonna get the exact emotion you're trying. It's gonna get the emotion you want, but it's very unfair to the actual series. I'll also say one thing I just saw is like there's another infamous shot of Caulifla and like some of the other characters. I gotta be real. I think a lot of the Super characters like that come from Super do not look good in the old Z style.
Here's the thing. I think Super characters overall design might need more time. But like there are a lot of characters. There's a lot like look at Goku Black and Hit and Caulifla. I think all three are solid in their characterization and are entertaining characters, but design-wise are pretty fucking whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of minimalist designs for a lot of Super characters, and that's what they went for.
Well, it's just kind of lazy. Like, a lot of the characters, they literally just fucking put Caulifla in yoga pants.
Yeah, them some damn fine yoga pants. Hey, also, like, half of Z's cast in Majin Buu Saga also wear yoga pants. Or no, they wear they wear some baggy parachute pants. Which I never got. Why has everyone in why do all the fusions wear the same outfit as Majin Buu? I still never got that.
I don't know. That was a fucking style at the time. I don't know. Dude, it's a fusion jacket. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's you get a baggy or like a puffy vest and baggy pants. But yeah, this is actually a shot that people recreated, and it just seems off to me. Because of the classic style. Here, I'll just send it to you directly as Vel, so you can see. Sorry, we're having trouble. Oh, well, let me send it to you. Oh no, there it goes.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Like the art is good, but it just seems off because it just doesn't.
Also, because I feel like their hair is really far. I feel like their hair isn't designed right, but.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely not. Here's the image they got it from. Because it is just a recreated frame. As well, which is a lot of these actually, but I get that's kind of the point.
Also, if you pick a garbage ass frame,
it's not even like.
Oftentimes, that frame has more more going on than just
a static image. Yeah.
Like, they could be off-model, and if you're trying to recreate an off-model thing, well, if you try to be faithful to the original image, it's going to end up kind of off-model, which is kind of, I feel like, what's happening here.
That is also very true.
I have not gotten the original picture. Also, if the framing is bad, the framing's bad.
Yeah, here's the, oh, whoops, clicked on it. Fuck, now I gotta reopen everything, god damn it. Yeah, I keep misclicking. Hold up, is it can send, oh nope, the image broke. I've gotta resend it.
No, they just kind of fucked up recreating it because they got the angles wrong on a lot of things. Their
Yes.
expressions are also just wrong.
Yeah, they look very angry for some reason.
Like, yes, the old school art does, like, the overall art aesthetic looks kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. I've said it a million times, I do not like how plasticky a lot of Dragon Ball Super's art is.
Yeah, some of them do
Especially-
look like action figures.
Like, I really don't like. I like the more dull look that the Dragon Ball Super Broly would be. Even outside of Broly's exceptional animation, just the more
Yeah.
softer, less.
Yeah, also Kale
Grease.
looks like way small. They really jacked her down.
It's not even that Kale looks small, that they moved her shoulders down and her neck up.
Yeah, she got a giraffe neck going on here.
Like, but no, I hate that shitty. Look, let's put it on the record. I love shitting on Dragon Ball Super because as a whole, I think it's a bad series. But it's not a fair argument. Like it's a really fucking stupid way to go about shitting on the series is to compare a really good fucking frame from the original series to a really awful frame from Super. Like, that's just cherry-picked information.
Sounds like most
Like-
people's arguments.
I mean, yeah.
That you cherry pick the things that make you right. Well, let's go into the next thing you sent me. Because you also sent me this. So this is something we've kind of gotten a guilty pleasure enjoyment out of lately. Of the
we talking now about awful fucking tournament brackets.
yeah. So these awful weird, like they're on like Facebook or just random social websites of just like, hey, we've got this competition. Who would win? Like for this guy, love heart for this character, and then we go from there.
Just a popularity thing. If it was just popularity, I would say whatever.
Which is how these are voted on, but that's not usually what's going on.
Of course, that's how it's voted. You
Yeah,
can't leave up to a completely public vote and then expect anything less than the popular vote to win.
yeah,
I mean, look at this. But this one specifically, like, we've sent a million to each other. There's a lot of awful ones.
I follow a whole channel right now just because I poke fun at their awful tournament brackets.
And you know that is us being a little mean. And again, for
Yeah.
the most part, this is harmless. But they have Usopp versus Usopp in the first round.
Which is pretty funny
Who
though.
would win? God Usopp or Sogeking, who is also Usopp?
Wait,
Like,
Usopp is Sogeking?
yeah, they released that in they found out in one.
Oh, jeez. I fucking loved it. I'm pretty sure Chopper and Luffy still don't know.
I mean that sounds.
Which it's so great.
But to clarify, when I saved this picture, Boa Hancock was beating Jimbei.
Oh, I
And
bet.
there ain't no fucking way in hell Boa Hancock's beating Jimbei.
Yeah. I also like Boa a lot. She's a great character, but Jinbei is literally like one of those characters who could have probably been an emperor had he played his cards right.
I mean,
He has
yeah.
the look.
He has the look. He's also like actually considered a king of the sea already. Like not even like before he was a warlord. He was literally considered one of the pirates factions you don't fuck with.
And yeah, Boa Hancock versus Jinbei. Boa's whole power only works if you're horny. That's why it doesn't work on Luffy.
Yep. Now, she's also physically strong and has hockey and stuff. But Jinbei has that too, and is also a master martial artist.
Yeah, I mean, Jinbei could... So, for clarification for the audience at home,
Yeah.
I'm just now getting into one. I took a long break because I don't know what it was about Zoe, but I was not vibing with Zoe.
It's funny because it's so short too. But fair enough.
Dude, I don't know. I think it really just had to do with the paneling. Everything was just a mess of ink and dialogue. Like, it was so hard to distinguish what was going on, and so much of it was non-stop talking. And
Well, yeah,
my brain
that
just
one
kept-
is just talking, yeah. That is true.
Like, my brain just kept shutting down. Especially with all these new characters. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck about any of these guys yet, because they just showed up.
Yeah, they do introduce like a lot of people. But thankfully, we do get a lot of time with a lot of them, though.
No, and a lot of them are great characters. I'm not dogging on that. But then I blew through Whole Cake Island because I was having a blast.
Whole Cake is so,
Oh yeah, we're finally
so
gonna make
good.
Sanji a better character.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still gonna be a shitty relic of his time of just being, oh look, I'm horny.
Yeah. So I think I love Sanji because his I'm horny is often just he really loves women and it's not gross until it is gross, which then it just will be sometimes.
Here's the thing though, Sanji is honestly a great character outside those times.
Oh yeah, no, Sanji's
Like,
great.
When he's the fucking White Knight, and you can take that one way or the other, you could talk about that being misogynistic or not if you like. But even when he's being a White Knight, that's characterized well.
Yeah.
But it's the horny bits where I'm like, this wasn't a good joke in the 90s when it was introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fucking Jinbei would beat the shit out of Boa Hancock.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Boa's got nothing going for her, but Jinbei was able to fucking hold off Big Tom.
No, Sanji would lose to Boa Hancock though.
Absolutely. He literally that fight literally wouldn't happen. Sanji would refuse to fight her
Yep.
and then succumb to her devil fruit power.
It's so accurate that straight up in Jump Force, if you play as Sanji and fight women, if you hit them, it does 0 damage. If you didn't know that, you literally can't hurt female characters as Sanji.
That definitely needs to be an optional feature.
It's
I know
not.
it's not.
Yes, I'd say it isn't, as you'd expect from Jump Force.
Optional. Yeah, because something like that, it's like, oh, that's great characterization. But
But that's game-breakingly bad. Why would you ever play Sanji then?
a handful of characters that can just shut down that character. You can't main Sanji because if you're up against a female character, you literally have to switch out.
Yeah. I guess the only way you can get away with it is the fact that it's a team game. But even then, I mean, the game clearly, like, balance was never a thought in that game, so who cares? It was a game where, when they were called out for how unbalanced the game was, they straight up said that we were focusing on fun, so we didn't really focus on a competitive scene for the game. So, in other words, we're not going to do it, and you just have to deal with it.
That's really a shame because that game is just not fun.
Yeah, it's also not fun at all. It's
That
awful.
game was when I played it. I got my fill of that game playing it with a friend who owned it for like, I don't know, an hour.
I forget who it was, but someone like asked me about it, and I was like, "Do you want to play it?" And we played it. And we played like 3 matches, and then he was like, "Wow, this game is awful." And I was like, "See, I told you, it's because it's not even fun to play. It is boring, and that's its biggest flaw. Boring as
I
hell."
mean, it's big as I think they wanted to make a custom character creation mode in a game whose whole thing is being able to play your favorite Shonen Jump characters. So they had to homogenize gameplay.
I'd
So
actually
you
say
could
my first issue was actually how they did the team thing, because why does all 3 of your characters share a health bar, energy bar, awakening bar, everything? At that point, why even make it a team game?
I mean, there's just so much wrong with Jump Force.
And somehow
Also, again,
one
looking at this bracket, how is it one of the finalists is the only person on here who's dead?
yeah, I know it is actually the only person on here who is confirmed dead. Like
Right.
100% is actually dead. It's the only one on here. I mean, to be fair,
Right.
I guess the only thing I can give it is Ace is one of the strongest characters.
But let's look at this.
God, Usopp beats Kuma.
He beat Marco in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Marco basically just has better powers than Ace.
Yep, he has.
And
Well, he
they-
has fire that
they
doesn't
both
burn
were in
you.
the Paramount War. They both were in the Paramount War, and only one of them lives to the end of the Paramount War.
But Ace is the first under Whitebeard's pirates, or his second in command under Whitebeard, which means Marco is actually below him in the hierarchy.
Is he? He's a second division commander. So that
Yeah.
would theoretically mean that Marco, as first division commander, would outrank him.
He would. I mean, Ace. All I remember is Ace specifically being called the second in command under Whitebeard.
Also, again, I'm pretty sure at this point, pretty much anyone here, short of fucking Sanji or literally any of the guys without hockey, I'm pretty sure anyone here with hockey could man Anal Ace.
Probably. It is possible.
Because that was pretty much the entire reason he lost to Blackbeard in the first place, is because he assumed he had the upper hand with his Logia powers. And then...
Too bad lava burns fire.
No, I'm talking about Blackbeard, not
Oh.
talking to Kano.
Oh, okay.
I still say he better have been fucking using hockey.
He wasn't. He has
No,
never
no.
been suggested that he knows hockey at all.
I mean, yeah, but he is also, like, the most powerful person in the Marines, so...
I mean, you're right, but all three of the admiral, all of the 5 admirals we've met, none of them have ever used hockey.
I mean, fair.
All of them are like insane god tier devil fruit users, though.
I mean, yeah, but, like, you literally need hockey to deal with most Logia users. Unless you're
Oh, yeah,
like
absolutely.
Crocodile, I think you have some silly roundabout way to beat him.
I would say, well, really, unless you have the counter to that element specifically, that is the only
Yeah.
out. And in some cases, that's not even good enough.
Yeah.
But yep, you need water for Crocodile. I guess you would just need water for Ace as well. And yeah, even Iniru, he fought a rubber man. So it's really just, if you have a hard counter to their ability, it will still work.
Oh.
Because I'm
so-
angry and I'm wet.
God, I love that
Still
line
the
so much.
best line in all of anime.
I mean, like, Ace did literally fucking only have to... Okay, him beating Marco is some bullshit. But then the next two people he fights are some of the only guys on this list that don't have hockey.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he can beat Chopper. It's like, yeah, because he's a Logia user. Chopper can't use hockey, so...
I mean, I'd say there's more to it than just that, but yeah, that's a big reason.
Yeah, but, like, I'm saying right out of the gate, Chopper can't win.
Yeah. I guess, honestly, the only reason I'd give it to Ace over Marco is Marco has no resistance to fire, where Ace directly does.
Apparently not. He can get burned by lava.
Yeah, lava, not fire.
Like, also, Marco can heal himself.
Yeah, he can. He just doesn't have a way of hurting Ace. At that point,
I mean-
I guess it's just who outlasts the other, I suppose.
And this is kind of what I'm talking about with the Admirals. I feel like they have to have some kind of hockey.
I mean,
Or else
Marco's.
they just...
I'm pretty sure
I mean,
Marco
Marco's-
is. I don't think Marco has hockey. Like, we've spent a good amount of time with him, and he's never used it. So I'd assume he just doesn't have it.
Yeah, he seems like he's going to come up more in Wano, but outside the introduction where he meets up with Cat Viper, I don't know what else.
I
is going on
know,
with him.
because I know Obviously, the Admirals, I mean, we haven't spent that much time with them, so they could have hockey, and we just don't know that.
I also like that Usopp managed to beat Kuma.
I love how we haven't questioned that once yet. God Usopp beat Kuma.
Jack, the right-hand man for Kaido, is that who that is?
Yeah, that's Jack. Jack the Drought.
So Jack somehow lost to Kuma. And it's like, all right.
I could see that. It's it's a hard sell, but I wouldn't I would make an argument, but I wouldn't disagree. Is what I'm trying to say. Because like I also think Kuma would win, but that's a hard sell overall. I mean,
Usopp beats Kuma.
Yeah, that's not. I'm just gonna be real. That's not happening. I love God Usopp, and honestly, I probably also would have voted for him for the joke.
Usopp could beat Kuma, but he can't beat Ace somehow.
Yeah.
So he can beat the guy who beat the right-hand man to Kaido,
Yeah.
but he cannot beat Ace.
Yeah. That's right. That's why I love these lists. They are great. These tournaments are great. Oh man, maybe we should just talk more about tournaments. It's just so good. I love this thing. I won't say who the channel is that I usually get them from because I don't want to, harass them or something. Like I'm not. Yeah, I don't even blame the guy for this because he just makes the brackets and then it's just fan votes. I mean, he says some stuff about it here and there, and I will say I have totally disagreed with everything he said, but it's just an anime nerd doing anime nerd stuff. I did these exact things back in high school.
Yeah, and honestly, whatever.
Like even this list, I totally disagree with it because it's the best character in anime, and it's not going the way I would have put it. But this is just a popularity contest, so it is what it is. I can pull it up, but this one is not finished. This one's only... Actually, you know what? I'm not going to pull this one up because they have their face on it. And like I said, I don't want to reveal who they are. So I'll just... basically, they have a bracket. It was Best Anime Character Part 2, because they've done this before. And it started with Gon versus Ed. Obviously, Gon from Hunter x Hunter, Ed from Full Metal.
And I'm going to send this to you, so it's on me.
Okay.
But I know I've sent this to you before, but this is what we talked about.
Yeah. This is one. This is not the one I'm looking at now, but this is the first one. So he just sent me. Yeah, this is the first one because what I was talking about was part 2, where we had Gon versus Deku, which Gon wins. Which I'm just gonna be real, Gon is not actually that great. I still don't know why he's so popular.
Yeah, okay, you can't say that since you haven't watched nearly even half the series.
Yep, it's terrible. I mean, if the series was better, I mean,
you're an avid fan of My Hero,
and specifically Deku. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not biased. I'm just saying who's better. Who's a better main character? I'm just stating facts.
What I want to know is how the fuck
Asta versus Natsu is, of course,
Natsu anyone. Well, I was saying here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. Natsu is a trash main character.
Yeah, we've been very vocal how bad Fairy Tail is.
He is literally, if you boil down every fucking shonen anime to the bare minimum tropes, and you boil down every main character to their bare minimum tropes, you will get everything there is to Natsu.
He's strong, he has fire powers, he's dumb, he's friendly, he's charismatic, he loves to fight, he
wins by the power of friendship.
Wins through the power of friendship, is easily excitable. Yeah, there's literally nothing, the only thing he has is a little quirk that he gets motion sickness. There you go. That's his one specific thing.
Whereas, Asta is just Natsu but bad.
Yeah, Because at least Asta is fun to hang out with, and unironically, his interactions with Yuno is like my favorite bits of Black Clover. The fact that they are
Asta,
heated rivals, but actually the best, like, not just, we're not told they're just the best of friends. They actually act like they're best friends.
on top of that, again, Asta is at least like when he's at his lowest, still endearing.
Yeah.
Like,
Whereas
what's that
Natsu
whole
just
thing
yells
like-
and everything works out.
yeah, like there's one part in Black Clover. It's been a while since I read Black Clover.
I know.
I just-
It's been a while for me too.
But there's one part where, like, I think it's Asta fucked up his arm, like, at the time permanently, and they told him, like, oh, there's no way you're gonna be able to do shit ever again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, okay, I'll just have to work hard.
Yeah, which is his whole thing, because he's a shonen protagonist.
I mean, yeah, but, like, there's at least that where it's kind of inspiring, whereas Natsu just kind of wins through the power of friendship. Look,
Yeah.
you can argue or not, like, oh, well, at the end of the series, when he finds out he's the long-lost second cousin of Salamander, whatever happens at the end.
Oh,
That
the
he
the
gets
big twist later is that he's actually Salamander, or he's actually the whatever it's called. Big
don't
spoiler for a series from 2009, but yeah,
And to be fair, you can go.
apparently, yeah, all the dragon slayers, turns out they've been looking for the dragons who raised them. Yeah, in actuality, they just are the dragons, and the dragons just kind of merged with them when they died. Which is what gives them their dragon powers.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it wasn't as interesting as it is. It's basically as interesting as you expect it to.
Yeah, and that's hundreds of chapters down the line. I own the first 50 episodes of fucking Fairy Tail.
Hey, you say 100 chapters. I watched the first 100 episodes, and it's not even close to that, so it's definitely way more than 100 chapters.
Let's clarify. I've seen far more than that. I want to clarify. I own 50 fucking episodes of Fairy Tail.
Oh, you're saying that, but
At no point
yeah.
in that section is there anything remotely interesting character-wise that you couldn't establish in 5 episodes?
Yeah.
Like, nothing interesting is happening there. Let's see. Yeah. So, like, Natsu is just the fact that he gets at quarterfinals is insulting to literally everyone else in those brackets that he beat him.
Yeah, he makes it past Asta and Gon to make it to the quarterfinals.
He beat Asta, Deku, and Gon, who are all significantly better protagonists.
Yeah. Does
I
not,
don't even think Asta's a fantastic protagonist, but I think he's better than Natsu.
yeah,
And
I'd say the
Deku's
same.
a solid protagonist.
Yeah.
And same with Gon. Gon's kind of weird because Hunter x Hunter's structure is really weird.
Yeah, because he's only the main character like 30% of the time. Stinky boys. I could say that.
He's like half the time, at least.
Half, yeah.
But
Which is why he is the main character, but
yeah, it's more like Hunter x Hunter works more off ensemble cast.
Isn't it usually the fans like it when he's not the main character too, where it follows other characters?
I think it's just those arcs tended to be stronger, but then, everyone's big argument is a Chimera Ant arc, which really comes down to it, like, is probably Gon's biggest arc. But,
Yeah, because that's where a lot of his character stuff happens.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pinpoint, but I digress. Moving on from there, so the next bracket's like, all right, Goku wins these brackets because Goku.
Spike's Edward over Spike, which there is an argument to have, so that I won't be I'm not upset about.
Okay,
Spike's a great main character, is all.
okay, sure. Goku is the worst protagonist of all 4 of these characters.
yeah. He's probably the most
Here's
fun
the
to spend time with, though.
It depends. It depends because again, we have to take the whole of their shows into account. We can't just ignore parts of the show. And Goku is a great protagonist until about Buu Saga. But the show keeps going for about 200 more episodes after the Buu Saga. We have Dragon Ball GT.
Yeah.
We have Dragon Ball Super.
And
during-
GT, sometimes he isn't even like the focus, even though he's always he always solves every problem.
What?
Because it's
My
Goku
fucking
Town.
God. I mean, Goku literally causes half the problems in Super, it feels like. Him being stupid is like one of the major causes of problems, which is upsetting after you spend, I would argue for me, personally, my
Yeah.
take, it's worse that Goku was a really good protagonist and then has to be regressed to being dumber than he was when he was 12
Yeah.
to make the story progress.
I mean, OG Dragon Ball, he's pretty much fantastic the whole way through. I will say in the first arc, he's like, his one quirk is very not funny.
Not terribly. It works better when there's a lot more characters for him to bounce off of.
Well, I more meant the fact that, like, his running gag in the first arc is he molests people, which is a bit odd. But he is a naive child. I get why they did it. Hasn't aged very well, though.
Nope, not at all.
Outside the first arc, which as a whole just isn't all that great, he's fantastic. And then in Z, I wouldn't say I mean, he literally touches their everyone's crotches. Not, you know what? I'm wrong. He doesn't touch everyone's crotches. Yeah, it's a way of checking their gender. I get that. Why does he only do it to female characters then? If it's that he's confused whether they are male or female, why does he only do it to female people?
Because he's learning, so he's checking at people who look kind of like Bulma.
I mean, yeah, I get the bit. It's just not a good bit. It's not sexual though. Yeah, you're right. It's not sexual. Still would be considered assault in federal court. Because he didn't grow up with girls and is freaked out by them. He's not freaked out by them. No, he's totally cool with women. It's just he's not sure who is a woman or not.
Okay, so let me put it this way: the fact that Goku, like, how this reflects on Goku, it's like, okay, you know, he's not getting anything out of it, but it's definitely creepy that someone wrote him to it.
Yeah, it's more creepy that an old man, Akira Toriyama, wrote that in than it is that Goku's doing it.
Definitely not over time. He was definitely like 20-something.
Yeah.
Because this was, 1984.
Yeah, 1984.
He does not afterwards consistently.
No, I absolutely freaked out the first time he saw that Bulma had no PP ball. That was actually funny. That one's different though.
Here's the thing.
This is a different scenario.
It's funny.
Yeah, I thought that's another thing. I thought it was funny that time. and then he keeps doing it the rest of that entire arc. You know what? I thought it was funny a second time when he does it to the old woman and she's like she's creepily about it was actually kind of funny.
What was it? But yeah, no, of those four characters,
Yeah.
I would say Goku's first by virtue of he was a very good character, and then because he was already, like, his character arc was done. He had grown, he had accomplished the goals he wanted to accomplish, he had passed the torch. So the only way to make conflict for him was basically to dumb him down.
Well, the conflict for him was in
strong characters for him to fight.
No, in Z it was about getting him off screen and then having him fight impossibly strong foes. And then and then in GT it was to make him not do anything until he has no choice but to do something. And then Super was make him so stupid that he falls into conflict all the time.
In GT, the conflict is this would be extremely difficult for anyone to handle except Goku. And the only reason it's not getting handled is Goku has decided not to handle it yet.
Yeah. Yet.
Oh man, let's look at Logic, this incredibly strong alien guy who no one can beat, except Goku can beat him easily.
Yeah. He just had to go Super Saiyan first, which he just didn't do for some reason.
Yeah.
General Rildo, we fought him several times, but I just need to go Super Saiyan, and now we can beat him at his absolute strongest.
Not only can I beat him at his strongest, I fucking dwarf him in strength at his strongest.
Yeah.
Because as they explain it, Goku in Super Saiyan is 100 times stronger than Goku in his base form.
Which is so funny, because that was never the case before. It's supposed to be 50 times.
I don't care. It's stupid regardless.
Yeah, it is.
I don't like putting a number to it because then later on, when you know, have Goku have several more, even more powerful transformations, and somehow Krillin is in the league with him again.
Now, I'll
Is that shit?
Super I actually will give, because they never say he's as strong or even comparable. It's always sold that one Goku was holding back, because sure he transformed, but he was definitely not punching him.
Krillin is playing smart, not playing strong.
Yeah.
That's fine. But they established well ahead of time, even back in Frieza Saga, that we were getting to the point where people were so strong it didn't matter how smart you were. They were so much stronger, faster, and more durable than you that it didn't matter.
Which is also why I'm
Frieza.
100% certain why the new series turned everyone younger, to basically create conflict again, because, yeah, we're at the point where we really can't go up any farther.
I mean, Vegeta even says so in the Dragon Ball Super Heroes, or Dragon Ball Super Hero, the movie.
Yeah.
He says that Jiren's not even that much stronger than them.
Yeah.
Like
we
Jiren
can't.
was beating.
We literally can't go higher. That's how far we are right now.
Vegeta just said there's no getting stronger for us. There's only getting better.
Yeah, which is more interesting, but knowing Dragon Ball, they would have not gone an interesting route with it.
What's frustrating, though, is this was something that was established in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Not wasting movement and learning to sense your opponent is something that Goku learned training with Popo when he was 15.
You know what's even funnier, though? That,
Goku's in his...
one thing that always bugged me, and specifically it's from GT, was when he gets blinded by Ai Shenron, and then defeats Ai Shenron anyway, because he confirms how there's other ways to detect his foe, and he says he detected the air, and I was like, can't he sense people? And hasn't he been able to do that forever? And isn't Goku particularly good at it? But then he fights Sin Shinron, but he can't fight back because he's blinded. And I'm like, didn't you just say in the previous episode that you have other ways to detect people than sight? Only for the fight to continue and then reveal, oh, he's actually cured his blindness.
So, like, he can heal cut eyeballs.
Yeah. Well, he's given an antidote to cure his cut eyeballs, which he never is able to take, and instead just heals it after an episode after that. Slashed with literal shards of ice in his fucking eyes. But now...
It's fucking stupid.
It's just bad writing.
Look, let's be honest. It's not a steep slope, but it is all downhill after Frieza.
Yeah.
It's not a steep slope. Cell Saga's still good.
Yeah.
Blue's got some good bits in it. And we get to GT and it's just like it's not good.
Yeah, this is terrible. Then we go a little up. We go up into there's some good bits here again.
I mean, you can say all throughout Super and GT there are good bits.
No, I know. I'm saying when we get to GT, it's a case of it's terrible. Then it's like, yeah, there's some good stuff here, and then it's like the worst it's ever been. And then it's just mediocre and bad.
I will say, if we're gonna canonize non-canon things, can we canonize Dragon Fist?
Yeah, I never got why we never fully brought that into core stuff, because that's actually kind of cool.
It's sick as fuck, and also Goku's only signature, his own move.
Which, I mean,
You know.
that's fine. I know Dragon Ball, it's kind of a big deal, because, like, most characters have original moves except Goku. But, I mean, when you look at wider anime, that's all, honestly, most people just don't have their own moves besides, like, Luffy, who comes up with every move himself.
I mean, you say that, but that's not entirely true.
I mean, Narradir got all his moves from other people.
No. Everything after base Rasengan, he had to learn himself. Other people helped him learn it.
Yeah, he did just learn the
Rasen-
Rasen Shuriken, was just, he made that one up. That's true. He also made the Sexy Jutsu, so he's a genius.
He also perfected Sage Mode, which Jiraiya couldn't do.
Yeah, I mean, he did get taught that by the frogs, not Jiraiya, but yeah, that is true. But that's also a case of him just surpassing his master. He still just learns his master's technique.
No, very fair. But yeah.
But anyway.
Naruto has his variations of Rasengan. Luffy has literally his entire arsenal of
yeah, he has his whole arsenal. Well, to be fair, if you win account just alternate versions of a move, I mean, Goku has the instant Kamehameha is just his.
I mean, that's fair.
And the foot Kamehameha, that's also just his. He should do that more often. Even if it serves no purpose. I love it too much.
Yeah, I don't know that it serves a particular purpose anymore.
Like, it did then because he couldn't fly. Yeah, he couldn't fly, so he had to think of a way to get up to someone to punch them.
Goku, I'm pretty sure, could fly at this point. He just wasn't very good at it.
At that point, he actually couldn't. He had to learn to fly afterwards. He actually learned to fly at the end of that fight. No, remember how he floated? He would spin his tail like a helicopter, like Tails. It would somehow work.
Yeah, I know. But I'm pretty sure by the 23rd martial arts tournament, Goku could fly just really badly.
No, he just plummets. He just falls. He can jump really high, and somehow, even during that fight against Piccolo, he gets knocked out. But how he comes back in the ring, since he can't fly, he spins his arms to fly like a helicopter, and it works because Dragon Ball's great.
Because, like, Krillin can fly at this point.
Yeah, Krillin can fly, yeah. He reveals that when he fights Piccolo. He also reveals it while fighting Piccolo, actually. Funny enough.
Piccolo straight up talks to Goku when they're off to fight Raditz. When Goku's like, hey, you need a lift, or says something about, the Nimbus.
Yeah, the Nimbus, yeah.
And Piccolo points out that his flying technique is far better than Goku's flying technique.
Yeah.
But the last time they saw each other was at the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament.
Yeah, so he's just assuming, yeah. Because he could fly then, after the tournament was over. In fact, he flies up in the air right after he wins the fight.
Yeah, so he can fly. Anyway, not my point.
He just couldn't fly when he did the foot Kamehameha.
Like...
It's such a great move. It's so stupid. It's great. I love dumb shit like that, though. That's probably why I love all of Luffy's moves. They're all just so goofy.
Fair.
But Ichigo versus Eren Yeager.
We didn't even talk about all the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Ed Spike is honestly a pretty hard call.
Yeah. They voted for Ed. And it's not like, it's not
Honestly,
wrong. Goku versus Tanjiro.
Yeah, I give Goku over Tanjiro because as much as I like Tanjiro, and Tanjiro is an impressively consistent character. Yeah, he's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
He wants to save his sister.
Yep.
I feel like he's very well characterized, but it's really hard to argue against someone who gets as much development as Goku gets.
And Tanjiro is a nice person. And he is a case where I've said many times, when he's not with people to play off of as just the nice boy, he is insufferably boring. But when he has people who just can't handle his overly kind nature, it's pretty great.
Honestly, I do love Tanjiro's comedic relief in the Swordsmith Village arc.
Yeah, well, he has someone to play off of, though.
That being said, honestly, there are very few characters I think are interesting by themselves.
Yeah, in Demon Slayer, yeah, no, not really.
No, I mean in anime.
I think there's plenty. But, Demon Slayer...
especially, clarify, in a stereotypical shonen series. characters. There are few characters I think by themselves with. I mean, how do you maintain interest if you don't have characters to play off of, good or bad characters?
Yeah, I mean, I more mean like, you know, when they play off of like just random encounters, like random people they run into, it can be entertaining. Tanjiro just doesn't make those interactions entertaining.
No, you misunderstand. That's because generously only half of the bad guys in Demon Slayer are just not interesting.
Yeah, no, they well, also, we don't get to know them until as they're dying.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to know them until they are currently dying.
Now it needs to be sad.
Yeah, now it needs to be sad, so we need to know why we're sad.
Look, I hate to tell you this, that does not change.
Yeah, I'm told that, and I'm disappointed because it's probably my biggest complaint about Demon Slayer. Other than the fact that, again, I'm not a big fan of Tanjiro. I think he's fine. Honestly, him playing off Inosuke, and especially the shotgun guy, I always forget his name.
Like, those two interacting kills.
It's good.
Because
like
now Tanjiro is a comedic relief.
Yeah. The Tanjiro just being so nice to him, and he's just awful to Tanjiro because he does not like him at all is great.
Tanjiro is literally venting about something happening to this guy after he broke into his room and refused to leave.
Yeah.
And he gets kicked out.
And offers him a rice cracker and thinks he's just upset. And that's the only reason why he says he doesn't like their rice crackers. He needs to be in a better mood. It's the only... Oh, also he claims that they must be best friends because they were both in a hot spring naked together. Which is a very interesting take for Tanjiro to have.
I mean, no, honestly. Like, it sounds very classic Japanese. Think about it.
Yeah.
Whether or not this is a widespread belief or a dated thing, there are a lot of instances where I've seen where they talk about, you like Ruby saying, you see me naked, that now you have to marry me. Well,
that's true.
Tanjiro has been seen naked by Genya, so they have to be best friends.
So no, in all honesty, I do agree. I actually love Tanjiro's interactions in that arc, but that's just because him and Genya playing off each other is great. Genya is just... Whereas Inosuke was mean to Tanjiro, Genya straight up hates him and is like ruthless, just awful towards him. But Tanjiro just ignores him being a dick. Like, he doesn't even acknowledge the fact that he's like blatantly insulting him.
And then you find out Genya's just sad, soft boy.
Yeah. Genya's great, though. I actually was surprised that I liked Genya. And yeah, I do. He's pretty great.
No, I think Genya's great.
So that's what I mean by interesting. Like, I think there's absolutely plenty of shonen pro tags who can carry a show as long as they're entertaining when they interact with people. And, they can be interesting themselves, too, sure. But in the case of Tanjiro, when he meets, like, random demons or even just random people, there's just not enough for him to carry those kind of interactions because, like we said, the demons and... honestly, the citizens are just basically nothing characters every time they meet them.
Not always, but Tanjiro is often written to play, to balance energies with whoever he's talking to. So he's much more energetic and bombastic with energetic and bombastic people.
Which is why when all he has to talk to is Nezuko in, like, the first, like, few episode long arcs is just not great. Because...
Yeah,
she has
a lot of that. Tanjiro's just by himself. There's literally just no one for him to play off with.
Yeah. So that's why I don't like Tanjiro. It's honestly because of that section where I had to spend a lot of time with him. Just him, and he's not very entertaining.
That section's not even that long.
Yeah, I know. It's like 9-10 episodes, something like that.
It's like 9 episodes before we get to the drum demon arc.
Yeah, because that's when we actually get, like, the core cast at that point.
Look, it's 2 arcs that are the problem. It's the arc where you meet the fucking demon lady who's not a bad demon, and it's the arc with the fucking triplet demons. The swamp demons and, the ball/arrow demon fight. Yeah, these 2 arcs are, in my opinion, fucking terrible. Like, they give you important characterization and they give you important plot information. Like, Tamayo is important for the entire rest of the show.
And it's also the first time we ever actually see Muzan. So obviously it is important. It's just boring.
Yeah. Yeah. And like after that, no, it's it's at least solid.
Yeah,
like,
Drum Demon's
Village
kind of
are-
mixed, and yeah, Swordsmith Village is pretty basic, honestly. There's a lot of
It's a back after the entertainment district.
yeah. Also, those two demons like just are so boring. The fucking the vase demon and the I don't even know what to call him because he just has stuff. It's just he's first the four demon, then he's the wood dragon demon, and then he's the tiny imp demon man.
I don't remember, and I don't give a fuck about them.
No, they both
They're
suck. They suck. It's just that simple. They're not
And
good.
That and the fact that Mitsuri is just out of place.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's-
She at least she's entertaining. She's a fun character.
She's a fun character. She does not need to be there.
No, in fact, she's there by she's there by accident because she literally leaves and is just so happens to be nearby and is like, well, bad stuff's happening, so I came in.
Backstory about how fucking
She's
Tokido's dad died trying to get medicine to save his mom, who also died, and then his brother was murdered by demons in front of him.
yeah.
And then we cut to fucking Mitsuri, and it's like, boys don't like me because I'm strong and have pink hair.
You're the best.
It's like, dude, what in the fuck?
Made it 4 different ones, so there's 2 in the fridge.
Let's look at
Oh,
this.
sweet.
Because I did 2 things
Why?
of potatoes because they were gonna go bad, and well, they kind of already did, but it's potatoes. It wasn't that out of date.
Good. Thanks,
But
sweetie.
yeah, I only did one. I did the whole thing of gravy though.
Cool.
Only
Actually,
did
just made dinner.
the corn. Only took half the bag, so we still have half a bag of corn.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Anyway.
Yeah, Ed and Spike, though,
But I did
And
use all
Spike.
the chicken.
I think
are
that's
probably the 2 best characters on this list.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
what's up.
I did use all the chicken.
Okay.
I wanted a good amount in each one.
Yeah, no. Ed and Spike are probably the biggest ones where I'm like, that would be a full debate.
Ed, Spike, and then on the other side, at the very least, Mob.
Yeah. Yeah, who didn't even make it past round 1. One of what I'd probably say is one of the best written main characters of all time.
Yeah, like Ed versus Spike, I don't have much to say there. They're both fantastic characters, and Ed winning probably makes more sense just because he has more time to be developed, and we see him for his entire life. Like, we know everything that's happened to him and have every bit of information to inform us on what he's going to do.
And a big part of Spike, though, is just how entertaining and charismatic of a character he is. And how interesting as a mystery to most of his story. It is really fun to find out more and more.
Spike is fascinatingly kind of like a polar opposite to Ed. We know almost nothing about him for most of the show. And even at the end of the show, we still don't know a ton about him.
Yeah.
Although we have a lot more information.
Yeah.
So, on that note, honestly, I'd say you could go 50-50. It's preference at that point for me.
Yeah, no, that's why I agree. That's why I said when Ed wins, which I'm not, like, I wouldn't argue because I agree both are fantastic for very different reasons. And though I'm not the biggest fan of Full Metal or Edward, I'd still, like, agree that he is a great main character.
You better.
Well, yeah,
let's
he's
talk about
voiced
the
by your favorite voice actor, Ashley.
We
The
don't talk
next
about him.
travesty.
Ichigo and Aaron.
Honestly, this whole list
We
is
talk
fucking
about
trash. So Ichigo versus
Romy
Aaron and Alucard versus.
Yes.
That's we can talk about her all day.
Now,
Now Ichigo.
I probably have more information on these brackets than you do.
I mean, I know
I
a
will
lot
say-
about Ichigo. I know very little about Aaron.
Ichigo is not a good protagonist for the length of time that I have read the series.
Well,
Which, granted, it's been a while.
Bleh.
But
You
I
talk
never
to your
got
brother.
much into the Thousand Year
Talk about
Blood.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah. I would say one thing I can say about Ichigo is that I heard one argument of why he's not a great main character, and I couldn't agree more. Is that the problem with Ichigo? He is a good character. His downside is
He's free.
why is he doing what he's doing? Like in the first arc, he forced into doing it. The second and third arc, right? But the second and third arc, he's saving his friends. But after that, it's kind of like he's a character who never gets more than he's just kind of helping people out. He has no goals, no desires, no interests.
I do not know what Ichigo wants to do with his life.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
know nothing. And granted, part of it could be it's just been so long since I read it that I've just forgotten what his goals are in life. But I'm pretty sure his goals have nothing to do with being a soul recruit.
No,
He's just doing it because he kind of has to at a given time.
like initially I get it, and I get it like in when he needs to save his friends. But after that, like, why does he do it? Like he doesn't even seem to like it. All he does is bitch about it. So why does he keep doing it?
Because he has nothing else to do.
Right, that's what it feels like, and that's my problem.
He has nothing else to do.
It's
Aaron, on
like
the other hand, goes through a character 180 and goes from a
That's
fucking
all he
awful
knows.
generic protagonist to a surprisingly complex one.
which is why
Um,
he's weirdly one of the few times I've heard people like hate the main character and then totally flip on their opinion.
Yeah, it's hard not to because for
Wait for
the
who?
first 3 seasons, he's hilariously one note about I just want to kill all the time.
Aaron Yeager.
And
Oh, yeah, because
I
everybody started
get
loving
that.
him later.
Why he wants this is entirely makes sense, but he's just a zealot at that.
Mm-hmm.
His goal is to annihilate Titans and he cares about literally nothing else. And so then we get to season 4 and it's like, oh no. He got
Good
completely
Yeah.
brain fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Titans aren't even the villains.
Yeah.
The Titans are the victims.
Yeah.
Like, and it turns everything around. So the fact that Ichigo beats out Aaron, whose motivation is laid bare immediately,
Mm-hmm.
and you are always 100% clear on why he wants to do what he does.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's Ichigo, who is there because he has to be.
Yeah. He's a main character.
Ichigo has the same motivation as a teacher showing up to a parent-teacher conference.
Yeah, a little bit.
Actually, I take it back. Ichigo has the motivation of a kid showing up to a parent-teacher conference. He doesn't want to be there, but he has to be.
Yeah. Because he was told to.
Oh.
And the fact that Ichigo then beats Guts. Who
Absolutely ridiculous.
I have heard nothing but
Yeah, I
good
saw
things
that.
about and Guts.
Alucard's a load of fun. Again, not a very complex character, but he's
I
great.
would say, like, almost every single one of these, I feel like the one I would pick last is the one who wins out every round.
I mean, honestly, I'd put Guts above Alucard, though.
Oh, I would put Guts above Alucard.
Because Guts
I
is...
would probably put Aaron above Ichigo, and if what I hear is correct, I would probably put Guts above Aaron.
Yeah, I'd probably do that as well. Guts,
Like-
from what I understand, might be one of those goats of characters.
I'm glad Luffy is on here, so I have one person who's like a stereotypical shonen protag who I can actually back.
Yeah, because he's fantastic.
I feel like I'm being the fucking neckbeard here. Like, oh shit, Greenway or wait. Actually,
He's not
No,
complex enough for me.
It's not that. There's nothing wrong with simplicity. Again, Goku is a simple character, and the only reason I dog on Goku is because once he's done developing as a character, they just regress his character to give him more development, which is an awful way to prolong a character's life.
Yes.
Like,
Denji. Who is Issei?
I don't know who Issei is.
I'm gonna be real. I bet I do know the character, but just with it just labeled as Issei, I just don't know who they're talking about. However, Denji is an amazing main character. Is that from High School? Hold on, I'm gonna just look up Issei.
That's what I looked up Issei, and it's this guy from High School DxD, I guess.
Oh,
Unless there's a different Issei.
Issei Hyodu. Yeah, that's probably Issei. Yeah. Denji is. Well, they're both degenerates. You know what? That's probably why they're put together.
I mean, Denji is at least great. You know.
Denji's. I finally caught up with the manga of Chainsaw Man just a few days ago. I started.
Nice.
I was watching I watched the whole first season, of course, when it came out, and decided, you know what? It's funny enough. The reason I read it, Death Battle announced their next Death Battle is going to feature a character from Chainsaw Man. I was like, well, great. I can't watch this episode of Death Battle. So I was like, and then one day when I was bored, I was like, I'm going to read Chainsaw Man. I read from chapter 1 and could not put it down until I caught all the way up.
So I did read Chainsaw Man and caught up with it, but it wasn't finished at that point in time. And it was well before the anime came. Because it was after Totally Not Bark, I want to say it was Super Eye Wolf video.
Okay. I still haven't watched any of their videos on it.
But for the sake of simplicity and the fact that I fucking forgot everything that happened in Chainsaw Man, except for what happened in the first season, because obviously I watched it when it came out, and it's great.
It's so good.
Yeah, Denji's fucking great. Denji is a super fun character. And I think a big thing with Denji, in the context of Chainsaw Man, is he is the main character, but he is very rarely the focus.
Yeah.
And so, he doesn't get overplayed. He's not a super simple character who dominates the limelight and feels really generic because nothing is going on. No, he's there, and there's other characters who are more interesting than him doing stuff there, and he's there having fun and moving the plot.
Plus, and, he has some stuff that like just makes him stand out. Like one scene in particular, I just think of from the anime is when him and Power are questioned about their motives by the old. And he asks both of them. Their first question is like, why did they join? And he's just like, because of Makima. And then they're asked, which side are they on? And Power just straight up says, whoever's winning. And he says, whoever will feed him. Whoever will feed and take care of him. And it's like, yeah, he's
probably the most interesting part of Denji.
Yeah.
Is he's played off as maybe a good person, but pretty amoral.
Yeah. If he benefits in any way, like he likes women and he likes food, and if it involves those things, he's all on board. If it's not, his morality is debatable.
Like he clearly cares about the people around him, but
only
how that goes, that doesn't matter their morality. He just likes them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Power is a pretty amoral character.
Yes.
But he likes being around here. They're best friends.
Yeah.
They have probably the best platonic relationship of a guy and girl character in mainstream anime.
Yeah. Like 100%.
I also like like Denji is interested in her sexually immediately because she's a girl. And then when that doesn't work out, when
he gets to experience it, he's like, "No, this kind of sucks." He feels no interest. Honestly, it's kind of like Cosmo and Aqua, how he just feels no attraction to them.
Yeah. I mean, if it weren't Denji, I would say maybe because she's fucking disgusting.
Which part of it, yes, but
I don't think that's really a big part of it. Like, Denji does not seem to give that much fuck.
it really upsets him. But in terms of sexual contact, no, he doesn't care that much. But I just remember another scene from the first season of just like he is being attacked by a devil, and he tells like this girl to run off or she's going to die, and it finally wakes her up to run. But then he like catches a car with an old man in it, and he just straight up says, "I don't give a shit about this old man," and throws the car back at the demon because the devil thinks he's gonna save people.
Yeah. So whether or not he beats Issei, I mean, high school. Like, I'll be honest. I can only go from the surface level observation I have of the show.
Yeah.
I've never watched it. It looks like hot garbage.
Yep.
Maybe it's
sure.
not. I don't care, whatever. I can't compare these two characters because I don't have any information on what.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess
that high school has that fucking plastic look that I hate.
Yeah.
Like, that definitely is not helping its case.
I mean, I'd personally just say I agree. I just don't know enough, but I would be shocked if I liked Issei more.
But moving on.
Yeah.
Meliodas versus JoJo.
All of them. All.
Apparently, the only one here.
Yeah. So all the JoJos, and Meliodas somehow wins.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. In all honesty, like, obviously, I don't know every JoJo, but if the ones I do, which are the first 5, I would be, I cannot like even justify Meliodas being compared to them. Like, I like all of them way more than Meliodas.
Look, here's the thing: if you remove the fact that Meliodas is a sex offender, he might be comparable to, like, Jonathan and Giorno, who I don't like a ton.
Right.
But unfortunately, a big part of Meliodas' character is being a sex offender.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, I would probably still take Jonathan or Giorno over Meliodas.
Yeah.
Maybe not Giorno. I'm sorry, Giorno doesn't do anything for so much of part 5.
Yeah, it's true.
He's not moving the plot along, he's just there. At least Meliodas moves the plot along.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
I would absolutely take Jotaro or Joseph or fucking Jolene or Josuke over this fuck.
I mean, Josuke is one of
And
my
again,
favorite
that's
just main characters.
Or not a pedophile. Well, actually a pedophile, because
Actually, he is. Yeah, Elizabeth's only like 16.
Yeah, so a pedophile and a sex offender. So, and I'm not going to remove those things from my overall judgment, but even if I could, I still would not put him above any of the JoJos.
Yeah.
And he's a sex offender, so, he's automatically the fucking worst one here.
And he then beats Denji.
And then loses to Ichigo, who, in Ichigo's defense, is not a sex offender, and therefore
He is a better character, though. So you know what? I'll get...
Semi-final.
So yeah, Ichigo somehow makes it all the way to the semis. Man, Meliodas beating Denji is just so disgusting to me. I just hate that so much.
These next brackets are actually good.
Yeah, Luffy Urameshi, that's a pretty good question. What?
I can mute myself. I got pizza.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna gush about how great these two are, so Luffy and Urameshi are actually two goats when it comes to main characters. Luffy might be just like what you think of when you think of just a shonen protagonist, but I don't know, there's just something perfect about him. Like, it's just so good to spend time with him. He's just such a likable character. Add to the fact that, once again, he's another case where he saves a lot of people and helps tons of people, but straight up gets upset when people call him a hero or a good person. Because in his own words, he is a pirate, not a hero, because if you're a hero and you're given a bunch of meat, he would probably share that with everyone. But he's a pirate, and he wants to eat all that meat. And I just love Luffy so much. Character that I always liked even as a kid, but having finally like checked out the series as a whole, has become one of my favorites. I love Luffy so much. No one else in like the Straw Hats could be captain or the main character. It has to be Luffy. Also another character who, like, even though the world moves forward in One Piece like on its own, Luffy definitely moves the whole world forward as well. Like, he changes how things go across the entire globe. Basically liberates East Blue and Alabasta.
Fucking Luffy and Yusuke are fantastic characters.
Yeah,
They're
100%.
one of the apples and oranges argument for me. Like, if I had to go by my personal opinion, I would take Yusuke. But that's entirely just a personal preference. That is not an objective statement.
You know, Urameshi is also great. My only complaint with Urameshi is the scene where he gets upset about someone being trans, which is a weird scene looking back.
Look, here's the thing. I'll give the author the fact that he was trying to explore a new topic, and he actually repeatedly fine-tunes this until he actually gets it right.
Yeah.
Because they get it right in Hunter x Hunter.
I have been told that, yeah.
A character who is biologically male decides they want to be female, and all of the important characters respect that. All the good characters. All the shitty characters are assholes.
It's just unfortunate
It's like,
that the first time he did it, and it did not go that way.
Yeah. But in my personal opinion, the fact that he meant well, especially that long ago, because this would have been 1991.
Yeah. In Japan.
Yeah.
But also, freaking, other than that, though, Yusuke is a very fun character. There's a lot, great times you have with him. He also basically single-handedly saves the last arc. Because at first, it's like, it's pretty good, but going in weird directions, and then he
He did not single-handedly save that arc. I personally, I like that arc, but no, it's fucking Hiei's arc.
Yeah, everything with Hiei is great in that arc. But then the third, I mean, also, like, the only negative I'll also say about Urameshi is the stuff with Chapter Black. The stuff of he could become the villain. Just never really made much sense to me because he's nothing like him at all.
Second.
They're basically just both spear detectives, and that's the only thing they have in common.
I mean, yeah, but also, again, Sensei is psychotic, so we get...
Oh yeah, no, I meant how the plot is structured. Not, I get why Sensui thinks that he will turn out like him.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the whole Joker's all it takes is one bad day sort of thing.
Yeah. Which is kind of the premise.
Yeah, but, hold on, I gotta mute myself, but, yeah, no, honestly, I could give it to Yusuke, but I'm fine with Luffy having won that one. The only thing I'm sad about is that Urameshi lost in the first round. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. Rimuru and Light, that is a weird characters to compare. But I mean, I guess in terms of main characters, I like Rimuru more. But, I mean, Light's better written.
Sorry, I was refilling my water jug, and I didn't want to, the tap in the background.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I got you.
Yeah, God, it's fucking... Rimuru versus Light. Yeah, that's also that's much more of an apples and oranges sort of thing.
Yeah, because they're just very different characters.
Um, that being said, in this case, I'll land on I don't really give a fuck either way.
I guess that's fair. I like Rimuru though,
Well,
so I'd say Rimuru 1,
I
cool.
like, but I feel like slime for me personally overstayed its welcome hard.
Yeah, it's mostly true. I even forgot a whole new season came out and I haven't watched any of it. I just didn't even realize it came out. Koro Sensei and Senku. Like,
Also, good, very good protagonist.
yeah, I like both of them a lot. I know Koro Sensei wins, but Senku I'd probably go a lot higher. But I do like both of them a lot.
It's really hard for me to say one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I think both are good characters, so whether or not either wins doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm. Mob and Saitama.
Luffy beating Rimuru, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Luffy beating Rimuru and going on. Mob versus Saitama is a fucking goddamn travesty. Saitama is a perfectly well-written character, very fun. He fits his show perfectly. And Mob is one of the best written characters in anime, period. You can fucking fight me.
Yeah. No, like I said earlier, yeah, he is probably one of the best written anime protagonists ever.
The fact that he loses in the first round, the fact that he loses, period, is questionable to me. The fact that he lost in the first round is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no. Bad take. Good characters. Bad take.
Yeah, I like both of them, but no, it's absolutely Shigeo Mob Kageyama.
I would also say no, because
Yeah, Saitama's fun, but yeah, Koro Sensei is definitely a
I would
better
say
character.
Saitama is the least interesting of all four of these, but out of four pretty strong contenders.
Yeah.
Just a heads up, I do not have much longer. So
Okay. That's okay. Naruto Gintoki. What is this?
I don't know how you fucking. Why is Gintoki here?
Because nobody in the West is gonna know who this character is.
It's not even that. It's.
Hey, you know who he is.
I don't know how to rank Gintoki because Gintoki, 99% of the time, is doing fuck
There
all
he is.
wildness.
I found him.
That being said, I would probably rank him above
I
Naruto.
was like, where's
Yeah,
that thing?
Gintoki's actually one of my. That one is a bias, 100%. But I still think Gintoki's a better main character. But Gintoki is one of my favorite characters in anime.
You just like how Goofy give.
Aang versus Itadori. Yeah, Itadori
Yeah.
is probably the most boring protagonist in current shonen. Itadori is
Not bad.
probably the worst
Yeah.
thing about the
You
show
just
he's
like
in.
how Goofy Gintama is.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but Gintoki is just as ridiculous of a character. Also, Gintoki as a character is great. He one time knew he was being stalked by a ninja girl who was hiding in his mirror, so he decided to convince all of Oddjobs to go in front of the mirror and do the most stupid stuff possible to freak her out to the point where she wouldn't want to stalk them anymore. Like, they straight up scare her by being weird.
That's a Giga Brain fucking move.
And it's
Man,
it's such a great. It's so good too.
But yeah, no, Aang versus Itadori. Itadori is fucking terrible main character.
Yeah, he's fun sometimes.
What am I? I'm like 180 chapters into fucking
GG.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, anytime Itadori is a focus outside of I think one time, it's the most boring parts of the show. Like, when we're focusing on literally anyone else, I'm having a better time.
Yeah.
Because Itadori is just... Itadori and Denji are weirdly similar characters. But Itadori is just so much less interesting.
Yeah, that is fair.
Yeah. He has the least interesting powers in the show. He can punch hard.
Yeah,
It's
with
like,
soul
he's a
powers.
protagonist. He's a protagonist, that's, fair.
Yeah, that is a protagonist thing to do.
He's got a demon inside him. Yeah, a demon who's more interesting than he is.
Yeah, Sukuna's cool as hell. And I know nothing about him. As only being current in season 2 of the anime. I know so little, but he's like he's insanely cool.
Yeah, no. So Aang winning? Yeah, Aang is a fantastic character.
Aang's great.
Like-
Aang is an amazing character.
It does feel weird that he's here, not necessarily because
Of the anime discussion.
the whole... Yeah, I fucking hate that
Are you
argument.
talking about
But because,
Avatar
like-
when you're talking about anime?
Exactly what we were just talking about.
Look at your ass!
Aang is straight up a
Everyone else is
shonen
blood,
protagonist.
sword, extreme violence, and then there's fucking Avatar here. And Avatar deals with a lot of heavy themes, but it's still presented as a kid's show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that pacifist Aang is up here.
But, I mean,
and
he
he's-
definitely fits the bill. He's just, his methods are very different. I mean, to be fair, Luffy and Naruto, fun fact about them, Luffy,
It's just the fact that Avatar to me is still something I watch on Nickelodeon.
yeah,
So seeing it put next to Shonen Jump stuff is weird for me.
yeah. Hey,
that's
most
not
of these I've actually watched on, like, Fox Kids and shit.
Fair. Fucking
And,
yeah, Aang's 100%.
yeah, Aang's amazing. But then Naruto beats him.
Yeah, which whatever.
Whatever. Thorfinn and Shinra. I mean, I would assume so. I don't know it. I know very little about Vinland Saga, but it seems great. And I hear Thorfinn's great.
Yeah, everything I've heard about Vinland Saga is such an extremely interesting, introspective look. On a character similar to Berserk.
Yeah.
And somehow he loses out to the guy who believes in the heart of the fucking cards.
Well, yeah. But yeah, and Shinra has one thing about him that I like, and that's it. He's a fun character, but he's not great.
One character trait, and that's about it.
He wants to be a hero, and that's it.
He wants to be a hero, but everyone thinks he's crazy because he smiles when he's nervous.
Yeah.
And that's his whole character.
Outside of that,
know.
he's just a common protagonist. He's basically a lot like Natsu, honestly. Outside of the
Honestly,
eating a lot of food stuff.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad because, like, I didn't watch a ton of the show, but I don't feel like shit. Like, it doesn't feel like it's gonna change.
No, well, from what I've watched, he has not. Though he does have one quirk that I think is actually very amusing, of him doing heroic things and claiming he is that thing man, like he's a Western superhero, and I think that is actually pretty funny.
Baki versus Yugi, I don't fucking know because they're just both ridiculous characters.
The little bit I've
So-
checked out of Baki the Grappler, Baki is pretty great. Or, sorry, the most I haven't watched any of Baki the Grappler. I've watched Baki, and what I watch of Baki, he is pretty great. But what I've
I didn't watch
read,
the original Baki. I watched.
I didn't watch the Grappler from like 06. I've only seen some of the Netflix stuff, the most recent one, which I hear is great, but I've only seen a bit of it. But I grew up with Yugi, and I read it all now, and I've watched it all before, and he's great. He's one of my favorites. Ugh, love Yugi.
Then he loses to Naruto,
Yeah.
which,
Like-
yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, probably.
And that
I
puts him in
wouldn't
the top
agree,
four.
but what, the top four is the big three and Goku?
I would have
Yeah.
never
Who-
The
guessed.
four most popular anime.
I'm so
Who
fucking
the four
shocked.
most popular anime would
So
have won
shocked.
a popularity contest?
Right. Now Goku beating
And
Ichigo,
then
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Final round. the most popular of the four most popular.
Yeah, the most popular of the four most popular. Goku versus Luffy.
And Luffy should absolutely win that. Because again, Luffy over 1,000 some odd chapters is consistently on point.
Yeah, a
Like,
pretty great
he's
main
the
character,
same-
honestly.
Goku, again, has great character progression, but when they hit that fucking ceiling, they just shove him back down so they could redo his character development, which is fucking awful. Luffy doesn't have that problem, because Luffy is a character who doesn't have a ton of... He has development, but it is slow. His main
Yeah.
thing is you put him in different situations and see how he reacts to them. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, every arc, it generally is straightforward. You put Luffy in a situation, and he has to now react to the situation. And sometimes it's just Luffy's like, I gotta punch the bad guy. And sometimes it's like, Luffy's like, I gotta punch a bad guy. And everyone's like, yeah, and that will fuck everybody over. And go, like, Luffy has to come to terms with the fact that he can't punch the bad guy.
Oh, okay. I found the winners of the best anime character list. Goku ends up winning.
Yeah, that's about, you know, if they could make a wrong decision, this list generally did make a wrong decision.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
Luffy making it to second place, I honestly would even consider him for first, but
Okay, Luffy making it to second place, yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
And Luffy, for the most part, won out against people he had business beating out.
Yeah.
Goku beat out a couple of characters that I would say he probably had no business beating.
Yeah.
There are definitely a lot of people in those brackets who should have beaten out Goku. Ichigo had no business winning out of the first round, let alone getting to the semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
And Naruto's in a weird spot. Like,
Yeah.
I
I
out
mean,
of those four, Luffy would probably rank top,
yeah.
and Ichigo last. But how I would rank Goku and Naruto is weird.
Naruto's very popular, and Goku has fallen off, whereas Naruto as a character really hasn't gotten any worse. He's probably honestly
Yeah, Naruto-
only gotten better.
Yeah, Naruto's development for the most point, at least when Naruto plateaued in his own story, he at least did not regress. Whereas Goku regressed in his own story.
Yeah. Naruto
Like-
didn't, sure, he was still just around, but yeah, he never, they never had him backtrack his character.
That being said, for transparency, I have not read any of Boruto, and I did not watch a lot of it, and I know a lot of what I watched was filler.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, I'm told in that Naruto's, well, the part that people care about, and that's in Boruto, so I guess he's still pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, when your actual main character is hated and and the previous main character is still the focus.
Man, they gotta hate on his
Yeah,
kids.
okay.
What the hell?
This shit is
Mhm.
trash. Straight. Like, I'm sorry, guy who made this list. I'm not coming at you as a person.
That's why we
I
have
know there's a person-
we have not named your channel or your account or whatever yet, because we don't want to shit on him. He's just being a fun nerd like we are.
And, you know, that's entirely fair. You know, more power to him. And even then, the results of this list have nothing to do with him.
That's also true.
The results, or her. The
Or
results of this list,
or whatever. Yeah.
yeah. The results of this list are the fan base who's here. And I guess, you know, honestly, the people who are doing these kinds of lists where it's a tournament bracket, I mean, it's not like we don't make fucking tier lists and shit all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like this type of thing generally attracts people who are, like, generally the power scaling type fan,
Yeah.
which is not a wrong way to be a fan, but
Definitely an annoying way to be a fan.
best they can be.
Yeah.
And even then, I'm not even trying to dunk on that, but when it's talking about who's the best main character, power scaling is not a good metric of that.
No. Absolutely
Like,
not.
Deku as a main character is far more interesting when he's weak than he is when he's strong.
That's true.
Like, Deku gets less interesting the stronger he gets, as opposed to, you know, some other characters. Like, I would still say Sports Festival Deku is peak Deku.
He's pretty great in that. But I'd also say the same goes for Goku. He gets less interesting the more powerful he becomes.
I would say there's a point where Goku is very strong and very confident, and he's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
But at that point, the show is trying to tie him. Sorry, Han was just coming up to me with the squeaky toy. And
But yeah, no, there is a part where, like, even during the Android saga, you know, where he becomes really, really strong, and he's still entertaining to be around, but he's usually not the focus. He's barely the focus of that arc at all.
Yeah, and that's where I stand. Yeah, there's a point where Goku is confident and strong and interesting, and it's at the peak of his character.
Mhm.
But after that, it's kind of downhill.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for me. Morgan's about to get home, so
Cool.
I'm going to skedaddle and go eat dinner.
But it was fun. We talked about stuff, and mostly just talking about things that have annoyed us online recently. but
Yeah,
but that's
if
just
you
what we
have an
do.
opinion that's different than ours, go fuck yourself. You're a bad anime fan. You don't know how to be a good anime fan.
Yeah. Send it to us so we can tell you how bad of an anime fan you are.
All right.
Alright.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
And as always, guys, don't forget to stay lucky, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye, guys.